So fellas, these are some of the best supplements that I would recommend for, focus, general health, skin health, improving acne, all that kind of stuff, sleep, whatever, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's just get into it. So yeah, let's start out with focus, probably, number one hitter right here. This is modafinil. I don't know if you can see it. You might have heard of it, this kind of smart drug, like a lot of people take it. The White House spent like $78,000 on modafinil in a year when Donald Trump was president, all that kind of stuff, and like it does work, kind of like increases dopamine in the brain slowly, so you just get that kind of like tunnel vision focus. You can just sit there like for hours. It's kind of like the freaking limitless pill. The only downside to modafinil is that you're gonna get shit sleep. Like you gotta take it as soon as you wake up, otherwise you're not gonna fall asleep. And even if you take it right when you wake up, you're probably gonna have a hard time falling asleep. So I don't really use it that often, unless I really want to log in on some work, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, next up we got Alpha GPC. I don't know if you can see this. I take this with the modafinil because when you take modafinil, you deplete choline in the brain. This is a source of choline, so yeah, it's also just great for focus by itself, all that kind of stuff. Pretty controversial one, which is omega-3. A lot of people say, you shouldn't supplement omega-3 because it's gonna be rancid, oxidized, all that kind of stuff, low quality. You don't want that. And yes, it's true that omega-3 can be, fish oil supplements can be, rancid, oxidized, because it is a polyunsaturated fat that is prone to oxidation when it's exposed to light, heat, just out for a long time. So I'm actually gonna go put this back in the fridge where I took it from, and then we can talk more about it. So what I was saying is, yes, if you want to supplement omega-3 fish oil, you gotta get a high quality one. So the one that I just showed you, I'm gonna put up a picture again so you can see it, is my personal favorite. It's third-party tested, so that I know it's not contaminated with heavy metals, microplastics, all kind of bullshit that I don't want. I know it's not oxidized, it's fresh, small batches, just good quality stuff. You don't want to buy the stuff that you find in general stores and all that kind of stuff. You don't know how long it's been sitting on the shelf, under light, under just room temperature. Is not gonna be great. So also when you get it, you gotta store it in the fridge, and ideally don't buy over like a 3-month supply, because the longer you keep it around, the more it's gonna degrade, the more it's gonna oxidize. So you want to get the highest quality, freshest fish oil supplement. This is gonna be great for just overall health. Is gonna be anti-inflammatory, help your skin, help your acne. People who supplement omega-3 see improvements in their acne. So it's just a general great supplement. I used to stay away from it for a long time because of all these people spread all this fear mongering about, oh, it's gonna be rancid, oxidized, it's gonna be shit, all that kind of stuff. No, like if you get a high quality one, it's gonna be really beneficial. So yeah, next up we got magnesium. I got 2 forms here, which is the ones that I would recommend, which is magnesium bisglycinate. So this is magnesium bound to glycine, an amino acid. And then we got magnesium threonate, which is, you guessed it, magnesium bound to L-threonate. This one crosses the blood-brain barrier a little better, so people recommend it for sleep. People also recommend this one for sleep. Like you can play around with, whichever one you want to take. This threonate one is a little bit more expensive, so yeah, that kind of depends. But yeah, get a high quality magnesium. And one thing with magnesium, people normally just take like one big dose at a time. They try to take 200, 300, 400 milligrams of magnesium. That's a bad idea. Your body can only really handle so much magnesium at a time and really like uptake, use it in the body. So what I actually do is I spread it out. So I take maybe 100 milligrams in the morning, 100 during the middle of the day, and 100 before I go to sleep, or maybe a little more before I go to sleep, because yes, magnesium is gonna be great for your sleep, relaxing your body, your muscles, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, make sure you do that if you're gonna take magnesium. And yeah, for now, let's just stay with these sleep supplements. Let's go to the number one sleep supplement, literally melatonin. I don't know if you can see it. This one is 0.5 milligrams. So it's a very low dose. People out there who are taking like 3 milligrams, 5 milligrams, 10, 20, something like that, it's just way too overkill. There's no need for it. It's probably not gonna be beneficial. You only really need a small amount. And if you're gonna say, oh no, it's bad to take melatonin, it's gonna mess up your development and you're gonna become dependent on it, like no study shows that long term melatonin supplementation has been shown to be safe. Next up we got L-theanine. I don't know if, okay, I had to do this. I don't know if you can see it, L-theanine right here. This is also, you know, great supplement. I normally take this for sleep, but also sometimes I take it, you know, if I'm having caffeine, if I'm taking these bad boys, we'll talk about in a second. If I gotta focus, it helps, you know, kind of like calm you down when you're taking these kind of like stimulants like caffeine, nicotine, whatever. But it's also just great before sleep to relax. This one is from Lifeblood. It's third-party tested. I recommend getting, you know, as many of your supplements third-party tested as you can, so you know they aren't filled with heavy metals, microplastics, all kind of bullshit, which unfortunately a lot of supplements are. So I'd much rather pay a little bit extra to get some high quality ones that I know are pure and not filled with bullshit. Last kind of sleep supplement is this giant bad boy right here called glycine. Super cheap, and literally everyone can pretty much benefit from taking glycine. Like I said, it's an amino acid, anti-inflammatory, great to, you know, balance it out if you're eating, you know, a lot of meat and eating these, you know, kind of inflammatory amino acids. It's been shown to improve sleep. It's great for skin health, so many things. And it's, like I said, it's so cheap. This is literally 1,000 grams, 1 kilo. You take like 5 grams per day, 3 to 5 grams per day, and it costs like 15 bucks, something like that. So you can see how cheap it is compared to a lot of other supplements. So, you know, mix it in your tea at night. That's what I do. Sometimes I just take it in the morning in my coffee. But I just try to get, you know, 3 to 5, sometimes 10 grams of glycine per day. Next up we got taurine right here. This is also from Lifeblood. Like I said, it's a great supplement company that third-party tested, so you know you get some pure stuff, some great stuff. Taurine, once again, great for, you know, focus, but also just general health, you know, cardiovascular health, great for your liver, your brain health. There's just so many benefits to taurine. Taurine naturally depletes, you know, just as you age, so it's just a lot of people can just benefit from, you know, taking taurine just pretty much daily. Next up we got vitamin E right here. I take this for skin health. You know, vitamin E is one of the most potent antioxidants in the body, and this is literally like the best source to get it, in my opinion. Next up we got this bad boy right here. I don't know if you can see it for the light, but it is Enteros Gel. And this is like kind of a weird supplement. It looks like freaking toothpaste, but it's actually, you know, some like Russian kind of thing that's used to treat, you know, if you got diarrhea, like gut problems, food poisoning, something like that, because it has this thing. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. Okay, I am polymethyl siloxane polyhydrate, which is this kind of molecule, whatever, that kind of acts like a sponge in the gut, soaks up all the bad stuff, lets all the good stuff pass through. So it basically takes, you know, out if you've got food poisoning or, you know, overgrowth of like bad bacteria. This basically just flushes that out. You just poop it out and you leave all the good stuff. So you see a lot of people talking about activated charcoal. It also does kind of that, but, you know, it takes out more of the good bacteria as well, which you don't really want to touch. You want that for good gut health. So this is just great to just run once in a while. You know, if you got diarrhea or something like that, you can take it for a couple of days. But also just if you want to do like a little gut reset, it's super cheap. You can get it on Amazon, and it works really well. So it's literally just that one ingredient, polymethyl, you know what I heard earlier, and then water. So super simple, nice, clean stuff, works pretty well. Then we got N-acetylcysteine. This is kind of like, you know, a precursor to your body's master antioxidant in the body, glutathione, which is, you know, produced by cysteine by your liver, which this supplies, so you can produce more glutathione. I take this not on a daily basis. I take it when I'm, you know, have to go out drinking, you know, something that's gonna be bad for my body, you know, drinking, smoking, whatever. I don't recommend it, but yeah, it's gonna, you know, cancel out some of the negative effects, because this then comes in, scavenges free radicals, reduces that, which obviously you get free radicals, oxidative stress from drinking, smoking, bad food, all that kind of stuff. So I like to take this, you know, before, and it's at least, you know, a little bit of a buffer.